Hello everybody, Steffi here from The Makers. I keep thinking I've forgotten something today. I don't know. I probably haven't for once. But when you're about to get on holiday, go on holiday, and you're in the first few miles in the car, and you think, I swear I've forgotten something. I've forgotten something, and you check, are the children in the car? Yes, they're there. I haven't forgotten them. Fat chance. So I feel a bit today like I've forgotten something, but anyway, I'll no doubt will be able to retrieve whatever I haven't got. So you're here today with me, Steffi from The Makers, to watch part 3 of our Advent project. And we're halfway through now, so we've got 2 more, and we're going to add more details onto our wall hanging. Oh, I'm really liking this. Just looking, brings memories back when I've made my first one, which I'm looking at now as well. It's really beautiful. I can't wait. It's so going to be so good. And you just have to be patient. And 3 candles lit. I've got a tomte sitting here as well, who's going to watch me today. I've got my Christmas tree fairy there, which you have still got chance to buy if you haven't had it as a subscription box. And we've got exciting new live streams for the new year as well, which I will tell you a little bit later about. If you are completely new to us, then this is not our usual format. We normally have a project, usually just a single project per live stream, but we've started our Advent project because you guys, some of you lucky ones, have been able to get one of our Advent project packs. There will be another one next year, so get into your starting points, and watch out for the announcements and subscribe to our newsletter. That's the easiest. info@themakers.co.uk. No, don't ask us to subscribe. You just hop onto our website, themakers with 2s.co.uk, and on there you will get an option to subscribe to our newsletter, and then you find out the newest news straight from the horse's mouth. I think that's what you say. Right, so how is everybody today? And I do really mean, how are you actually? So I've found recently, and I've known this for a while, but if anybody asks me, how are you, Steffi? I will tell them how I am, even if I'm not very good. So my daughter, my oldest daughter, she says, Mum, just don't do that. That's not very British. But then look, I'm not British at all. I'm German. So if somebody asks me how are you, I will tell you how I am. So if you don't want to know how I am, just don't ask me. Right, who have we got here today? Gina is there. Hi, fluffy friends and all the makers. Sorry, I can't be with you today as I'm just off to the blood donors. Have a lovely day. Oh, hope it all goes well at the blood donors. Diane is there. And of course, Alicia is in the house supporting me through my earphone. So if you've got any direct questions during this live stream, today is the 14th of December, goodness me, then you can ask them directly, and they might get fed back to me, even if she can't answer them in the comments. You can re-watch this live stream on Thursday the 16th at 7 p.m. over on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and Alicia will be there as well to host it. On, obviously I will be just what I am now, and won't be able to respond to any comments. Marion is there. She's just making her lunch and then ready to watch. Looking forward to seeing what Steffi does with the structural core felt. Rachel is there without David, maybe. She's making, thought I would make a cuppa while waiting for the, waiting, but the tea caddy fell out of the cupboard and hit me on the nose. Oh no, the whole tea caddy. I hope it wasn't too full. Jane says, hi Steffi, Alicia and Fluff friends. Looking forward to the next part. Julie is there. Hi, Julie. Now I can put a face to the name. Erica is there. Hello, Erica. I hope you're well. Elaine. Alison is there. Ashley. Hello, everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing the charity teddy make reveal, plus maybe more even on Steffi's new book. I am so excited about the charity teddy. If you don't know it yet, it's not open to be purchased yet, so don't go running ahead and looking all over the place. As of today, the 14th of December, it's not open for purchase, but we're going to support another charity, this time the British Liver Trust, and you can support them too by buying a little kit that makes a tiny little teddy bear, needle felted of course, and it comes in 2 colorways. So that's basically, and the actual live stream is taking place on the 3rd of February, so way ahead in the new year at 6:30. And I can't remember what day of the week that is, but I think it's midweek. No, you have missed nothing, Kathleen. Don't panic. No, nobody's missed anything. Hi, Kathleen, by the way. Awkward Prone is there, and I remember last time I got it wrong. Awkward Prone, that's you, Jane. How are you? That's what I want to know. Jackie is there. Hi, Jackie. There's a lot of talk about Rachel's nose that, by the sound of it, has been bruised and might glow in the dark. O van der Meer is there. Hi, O van der Meer. Heather, Carol, hi Carol, Sarah, Vampire Venom. So Jane says, getting over cold, which tested negative for COVID, but I'm not convinced. Weirdest cold ever. Well, I suppose they're still out and about there. Susan is there, Diana is there, Laura. Now I keep forgetting if I've mentioned them already, but if I mention you twice, so be it. Dawn, Elaine, and let's get started. Okay, so we got as far as this last time. We've got the moon there, very bright. We've got a line of trees here in the background, and we've got our clearing that we're keeping clear for the animals to emerge. It is called Animals in the Woods, so they'll be somewhere in there. But what we've got in envelope number 3 is variegated green and mountain sheep. So just green and brown, only 2 types of wool, but with it you have got a piece of our structural core felt, and that obviously we're going to use to add some details into it. Now I really like this one for adding the details because it's so 3D. It will lift some of the features to the front, and that's exactly what we're using it for. So in your instructions, you have got a template on the last page here, and that template should fit your structural core sheet exactly. So what I haven't actually quite worked out yet. So if I had this, I haven't worked out what to do with this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. There's nothing on the back. I'm going to cut the shapes out. So I have cut the whole thing out first of all. Let's do that first. If anybody's got a better idea, put it down here. I always appear a little bit clumsy when it comes to cutting anything to do with fabric and patterns, because I'm not a dressmaker. I think I'm always going about it in the wrong way, but this is what I'm doing. Okay, so if you find a better way of doing it, go ahead and do it. So you have got the foreground, foreground 1, foreground 2, tree trunk 1, tree trunk 2. So I'm going to cut every single shape out now, and then I'm going to lay it onto my piece of structural core. Trying to remember how this was. I'm already in trouble. There, that way. Right, so I'm going to lay this now as I'm cutting it straight onto here, because visually I'm not the greatest person to remember anything. Put that there, and then I know the other half is going to be, so the bits that are white, they have no purpose whatsoever, and it's only the colored in ones that are of any importance. So that was like that, I guess, and then this goes there. Now you've got a choice. You can either pin this down with obviously a safety pin, sorry, with a what you call it, a pin, or as I'm doing it, I'm going to pin it down with a no-sew brooch pin. Let's do that. One. Got to find some more. No, I've got more somewhere here. You see, I haven't thought this through very much, as you can tell. Come on, I know there's more. I'm finding more. They're here. There's number 2. Let's put that down here. Like that. And then put the tree trunk one, down. So that was a, where are you? Oh, found something else I've been looking for ages. Right, there we go. That's number one. Pinned down. Sorry if that is boring. And then the last bit down here. And on the subject of how is everybody, I'm really struggling at the moment. I continue to struggle. I'm kind of keeping myself above the water because I know there's going to be Christmas to look forward to. But it just feels like my life's really full, like massively full. And I'm finding it a bit challenging right now. Right, here we go. I have got all of it pinned down now, and now I'm going to take the background away, so in case I cut into it, because that's entirely possible. And I'm just literally going to cut this. Now, if you have this, I have got 3 pairs of scissors here to find out which ones cut the best. These are absolutely rubbish, so they are no good because they're just not sharp enough. Let's try these. They're better. If you have worked with our structural core before, you will know that it can get into your nose. Tiny little fibers come off, and it's actually a pain in the hoo-ha. Right, there's my first piece done. So be careful if you suffer from asthma or anything like that. Wear a face mask. There's no shortage of them. Everybody's got them now, and you do need good scissors to cut it as well. I want to show you some other scissors that we have just listed, but I almost wouldn't want to use them. But have a look at these. These are, listen, you've got to listen to this. That is just the nicest scissor closer noise. They are so heavy. They're such good quality. They have got a little bit of rainbow detail on there. It wouldn't be us if they didn't. But they're actually of superior quality. I've not seen scissors like this before. I've seen them like the rainbow version, but these are of exquisite quality. And we're just in the process of listing them. But I'll show you how they're not really meant for cutting this. They're meant more like embroidery scissors and cutting small pieces of fabric. So they're more of a needle felting type scissor than for this stuff. By the way, if my template is slightly shorter than the end of that tree trunk, I'm just going to keep it long, and you will see in a minute why. And oh, let's for the last bit, let's use these. Ooh, nice. Oh, they're very sharp. They're so sharp, but they're not really scissors for this. So now I've got these 2 pieces as I've got the 2 pieces here. So that's a good check that you've actually got the right waist. They can be put to one side. And now I've got to take, well, in a minute, I will take out all of these bits here as well once I lay them onto the picture. Have another look at these scissors. Hopefully Alicia can share a link to the comments already. They are just, if you are looking for a stocking filler, or you've always needed another pair of scissors, they are going to be replacing these scissors, which we have been using, but these are so much better. I definitely love these scissors. They're really nice. I think they will last a long time. Yeah, that's it. Right, enough scissor talk. Let's put these 2 on side, and let's have a look at where these pieces go. Right, so there's my big wall hanging, and now I've got to place them. Let's hold this down, my chin. So I've got tree trunk 2, obviously need to go here, so you can see that a lot of this background wall is being covered up now. Tree trunk 1 will go here, and then these bits here go in the middle to fill in the foreground, which you can probably not see right now. So I'm going to do all of this in a minute for real by taking the back off, and then you can have a look overhead. Let's just check in with the chat, and then we'll continue working on that. Right. Oh yes, don't cut it over the earth mat. I did. Too messy. Well, it just has to be shaken out, I guess. All right, I'm reading backwards again. Not good, not good. We're talking coughs and colds here. Yes, it does shed everywhere, that core felt. I totally agree with you, Jane. I traced them marked with pen on felt and cut out. There you go. I knew there were better ways of doing it. I struggle to cut structural felt even with my flashy, sharp sewing scissors. I think you just need heavy, like heavy duty kind of scissors. Um, I photocopied the pattern. Then if I messed up, it wasn't the end of the world. Yes, well. Very good plan. Follow Diana's plan, not mine. Elaine, hope you're all better soon, Catherine, and surgery goes well. I think I missed all of that. Marion says, I did too so that I could keep the instructions. Good plan. Photocopying is a good idea. Donna has arrived. Hi, Donna. The camera isn't central over work. Okay, well, I'm not going to move the camera. I just move myself in a minute, if that's okay. So that's easily done. Oh, that's better. Oh, I see. Yes, well, I have moved myself. Don't cut it over the. Okay, I've been there. Just had 4 months post-cancer check. So far, so good. Feeling great. Woohoo, Kathleen. Excellent. Diana, I love the scissors. I'm sure they're as good as they look. Before you run off and buy them, they might not be listed, but also let me just tell you that we have had a slight change in our schedule, and I thought I'd share with you the next live streams coming up in the new year. Okay, so watch out for this. So we have got our sub boxes unwrapped on Tuesday, the 4th of January at 11 o'clock. So that's always 11 o'clock when we do the sub boxes. But then we've built in, and if you've seen the previous schedule, you might have seen a snowman, but we've changed it to a snowy owl, long story. On Tuesday, the 11th of January, and that snowy owl kit, it's a small snowy owl. I'll show you in a minute how tall it is. I haven't actually got one here with me, but I can show you by showing it with my hands. And that will be the first regular live stream back on Tuesday, the 11th of January, where we have a question that you can answer and you can win yourself something. And then on the 18th of January, we will be doing together the Ivy Fairy, and that's a new thing. So we're hoping for some feedback that we are actually doing the fairies from the month's fairy boxes from beginning to end during one of our live streams. So you can make along, or you can watch it, or you can save it, or whatever. So the snowy owl, the small snowy owl is about that size. It's sort of the height of a teacup, I suppose, like a mug. And it's not the snowy owl that came in the maker's subscription boxes. It's much smaller, but it has got little wire legs, and it's super cute, and it's very easy to make. So hopefully you will join me doing the snowy owl, the small snowy owl, and the kit is available, hopefully. Let's just check, because I did ask to let me know when it's available. I'm just going to ask now and find out for you. It's definitely going to be there on Thursday. Right, let's go back to it's my first advent. It's a lovely surprise every week when I open the envelopes. Oh, that's Sarah, that's nice. I'm really enjoying you doing this project, but I've only just bought the brilliant white scissors. Well, you can still use the white scissors. You have to have some maybe that you can pack and take away with you, and some for good and some for travel. You know, it's a bit like having two sitting rooms, one for good and one for every day, that kind of thing. So oh, Jessica says, oh, I've never joined live before. How exciting. Well, thank you very much for joining. Everybody now give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to our channel, then you will miss out on any notifications that we send out when we schedule a live stream. So do make sure you are subscribed. We are a non-commercial channel. We don't allow advertisements to appear. So you're going to get straight to us. You don't have to watch anything and then wait until you can skip it. It's just that. It's just us. Oh, Bridget is there. I adore this project and the lives and Zooms with friends. Lots of laughter. That's what we need, laughter. I can never have too many scissors, says Alicia, of course. Thank you, Alicia. As I always misplace them. Scissors is a little bit in my house. They just seem to disappear. I buy, like, sometimes I buy, you know, just for cutting up things in the kitchen. I'll cut everything with scissors in the kitchen. I cut my pizza. It's everything. I cut spring onions. I even cut garlic yesterday with scissors. Not just wire. Scissors seem to be a theme in my house. But I buy the cheaper, like, versions that I can just chuck in the dishwasher, and they always go away. They always wander off. That's comes from having 4 children. Trisha is in the house. I'm not able to tackle this just now, so I hope I can get all the bits and pieces later and attempt this in the new year. You'll get that, Trisha. I know you will. You're a very determined lady. Okay, let's get these pieces felted on. So so the idea is that you are not now building trees in the foreground of the picture. So you, they're going to be laid on. So this is the far left one, and then this is, it doesn't matter if you have tree trunk 1 and tree trunk 2 modeled up, and then this one is the one that goes in this corner. We're running out of space in this camera. It's too close up. And then you've got the foreground. Actually, I should probably look at the instructions. I'm doing this from memory now. Let's look at the instructions. So yes, that's right. So you have this one. It doesn't really matter how you arrange them, to be perfectly honest. Just put them down in the foreground however they fit. So originally I had them down like that. So it makes like a nice round shape there. But you can have them any other way as well. You could have them like, I don't know, well, any way you like, basically. Let's put them back how they were. And now what we need to do is we need to fasten them down. For this, you have got a lot of wool. Oh, and the felting needle stuck in it already. And so lay the tree trunks out on one each side, then connect the 2 odd shapes so they form a connection between the 2 tree trunks. You can make changes to them if they need to be slightly shorter or slimmer. Then use wisps of the dark brown milk sheep wool butts. Oh, it's actually milk sheep. Ah, I think there's a mistake on our instructions. Well, it doesn't matter if you've got milk sheep or mountain sheep. They're very similar colors. And felt these shapes onto the picture. So I've got mountain sheep here. If you've got milk sheep and it's slightly darker, I think you all should have mountain sheep, because that's what's in the recipe and on the top of the instructions. And felt these shapes onto the picture, whilst you need to add the wool to secure the trees, and foreground it adds texture if you leave some of the core wool exposed. So what does that mean in real terms now? So you have got your milk sheep, which in effect is mountain sheep, but we won't be too precise about this. And all you're doing is you're now stabbing into the wool into the tree trunk, whilst you're also stabbing it into the picture itself. So you can see that I'm stabbing it sort of at an angle, because I don't obviously want to make the trees too wide. And you're going to work your way all along. You can cover a lot of this core, but you don't have to cover all of it. It looks quite nice to have a little bit of the color shine through. And if it really bothers you that you might have a bit of too much yellow showing, then just put a little wisp of that wool next to the tree trunk as well. Doesn't matter that it's like a slightly darker color than the foreground. So just cover that. But in effect, you're basically felting these trees on. Now you can have them sort of leaning in a little bit if you want. And you're not only felting these tree trunks on, you're actually extending up to the top as well. So these tree trunks will actually be taller than what you've cut out in form of the shape. They will be bigger. Just felt it on, soften the edges. The others are falling off, that's fine. They can go on again in a minute. You're going to have to move your whole picture around. So I'm just putting that at a slight curve. if you have a multi-tool, like the 3 needle felting tool, it does make a difference in that it works faster. Now I will give you a little bit of a hint what's ahead, just so that you can prepare yourself. So you have some of the woodland animals that will be inside the picture here. Some of them can peep out from behind the tree, so just be prepared that at some point you might have to just tease a little bit of that felted down tree trunk out again. I'm just telling you that now, okay? But it's not the end of the world even if you felted it down really solidly. I'm sure you can sort of tease it off and then just cover. So what you're doing now is, which is probably hard to see in the camera, but what you're doing is you are actually building the foreground, but you're also making use of the structural core shaping, having like a 3D dimension literally popping up from the foreground as well. And that's quite nice to have that happen. So there's quite a bit of stabbing going on. If you have the prim handle with the needles in, this might be a good time to use it too, because you can literally just rest it in the palm of your hand, let your arm go up and down. You don't need to grip onto it very much. Just stab in and out, and it does fasten it on pretty efficiently, I tell you that. Just don't have your finger underneath it, whatever you do. That's definitely done a lot to secure it. So can you see how you maintain some of that felt, core felt, let it peep through to add texture into the tree, and then you're going, so let's just follow the instructions. Make sure you keep the trees in the foreground 3D by stabbing into the edges once you have added the dark brown wool. When you start covering and securing the 2 foreground shapes, these should become part 1 with the base of the trees. Use the dark brown wool to fill the gaps and joins. So that is basically what we're doing first, and the extension of the tree is happening after. I'm a step ahead of myself. So I'm going to, maybe I put the other tree trunk on first. There, let's move over here and have that going down as well. There is definitely plenty of brown wool, but what I'm doing is I'm just filling the background here a little bit, which was quite neglected last time. There. And now I'm going to start stabbing the brown wool randomly into the tree trunk by fastening it on, and at the same time I need to add a little bit around the edges so that it integrates into the picture, but I'm maintaining the 3D-ness. Oh, I'm moving out of the picture here. I'm maintaining the 3D-ness by stabbing into the edges as well. There we go. And you're going to do this for the whole of the tree. I'm definitely liking that prim tool as a help to get this felted down. Let's get it established. Because I don't have to, I'm not clinging onto it. I've got this really soft in the palm of my hand. These prim handles, by the way, they come empty, no needles, and you've got to fill them yourself with the needles. I've got a load of twisted needles in there by the looks of it. I think it's a bit of a random pick that I've put in there. I can go into it sideways as well. This is going to build a few muscles doing that. I thought I'd leave my jumper on today, but I think I might have to take it off because I'm building up a bit of a definitely warm. I'm going to take my jumper off just so that, oof, there. That's better. There we go. It's actually quite mild. Has been quite mild the last few days. I don't know if it's been mild wherever you have been, but it's been quite mild where I've been. Tease your picture off the mat regularly. and felt that down. Single needle for change. Right, now I'm fastening these shapes in. So I'm doing this here, starting at the front and going around there and filling it in, basically. So I'm filling the making it part. It's almost like the roots of the tree are running across the picture and joining each other in the middle here. That's sort of the idea with all of this. So you do need to make these part of the tree, and where I've got a gap here, there, I'm going to fill that with brown. Don't want there to be a gap. It needs to be a continuous shape that's going all the way from tree to tree, basically framing, continuing. So you framed your whole landscape by the curve of trees at the top of the clearing, and now you're completing that framing by bringing the base in with that structural core that is also the most closest to you. So whatever is going to happen after that, any animals that you're adding into the equation, they're in proportion, they're bigger here at the front than any animals further back. This is the closest part of the wall hanging to you. So as an observer, you'd be standing here basically looking into the clearing. And I'm going to change over to 3 needle felting tool again. It's just a bit of labor of love to get all the background done, but you're saving the best for next week. And then it's Christmas after that. How did that happen? I cannot believe it's literally, it's only 10 days. And of course, it's also when the days will become longer again. Can't wait for that bit. I'm fed up of darkness. Dark in the morning, dark in the evening. I love light mornings. As I get up early, I love it when it's already light at 4 or 5 in the morning. Right, so can you see how this has completely transformed the landscape now? I'm going to show you this from the front camera, and I mean, if you can see it yourself as well, but you can see that this has now completely changed the perspective, and it's put the background further back, and it's brought the foreground towards you. So you've added a lot of depth into the picture just by doing this. And so the next thing that needs to happen is to extend the trees and put the tree tops on, as we've done with a back. Let's have a look what people are up to and what they're saying. Oh, something's gone wrong here. Can't see it so well now. Just bear with me. Just need to prop it up again. Right. So Trisha says, I'm shattered after such a busy time and need to make time for yourself to relax and recharge. Well, I did it this weekend. I was a zombie, basically. Literally, I never left the house. It didn't mean I didn't work, because I had to do the final proofreading of my book, which I can do from sitting on the sofa and just literally reading, and then making comments. And then I had to finish off the January subscription box, which was the Lovebirds, and you love them. They're very cute, very cute. So it's slipped all the way down. Oh, sorry, I'm reading completely oblivious to anybody being here. So Diana says the prim is brilliant. You shouldn't be afraid of it, Alicia. Well, as long as you don't stab yourself, you can use it without needles. You definitely don't need to be worried then. I haven't stabbed myself. I have, however, recently stabbed, I probably told you last week, I stabbed myself all the way through my thumb from one end to the other. It's fine. Just pulled it out and oh, it is now listed. The small snowy owl, you can now look at it. And hopefully the scissors are listed too. Vampire Venom says, I got a Deadpool Christmas jumper and under my fleece as I forgot to wash my jumper and hoodie for work, and the engineers generally like it cold. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, somebody fill me in, please. I've got a Deadpool Christmas jumper, so I don't understand Deadpool Christmas jumper. This is probably some sort of TV character or celebrity that I should be knowing about, and I don't, because I'm absolutely ignorant when it comes to things like that. That under my fleece, under your felting, I'm guessing, as I forgot to wash my jumper and hoodie for work, and the engineers generally like it cold. I don't know what that means. Okay. So basically, needle felting gremlins, Laura says awkward prawn. Why? Oh, 2 needle felting disasters have befallen me. My gingerbread house was wrecked by an escaped rat, and I've opened the wrong envelope. Oh, you're forgiven. It's fine. Yes, only another day until the days start getting longer again. Another week even, says Trisha. I can't wait. Okay, so vampire venom. Here comes the explanation. I get to work when it's still dark and leave when it's already dark. There are no external windows in the area of workshop I'm in, so I only get brief glimpses of daylight this time of the year. That was not an explanation, but yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, I've got it now. Ellie is at work and is freezing, so she's wearing her Christmas jumper to work. Oh, for goodness sake, honestly, I'm so dumb at times. Right, here we go. Just one more look before I continue with the tree tops. Before I start this, I just wanted to say a massive big thank you again for those of you who've supported the makers and, of course, the Dogs Trust during the recent Dogs Trust live stream. If you have purchased your kit, which you can't do anymore now because the sales have closed, but if you have purchased your kit and you didn't manage to watch me live on Facebook via the event on the Dogs Trust page, then they should be sending you a video link. This will be sent via the Dogs Trust, not the makers, directly from the Dogs Trust. To the exact same video and live stream that I did. However, that live stream is still live on the events page on the Dog Trust page, if that makes sense. So you have to go find the Dogs Trust. Then at the top, you can see the different categories. Go into events. And as far as I know, it's still the top event as you click onto it. And it's a public event, so you can watch it anytime at your leisure. If you have missed the kit and you really want to make a little dog, then you can just get our little cat and dog kit, which makes 2 dogs and 2 cats. Or you can just make cats or just make dogs. That's entirely up to you. So that's still available for you to do in that way as well. Other than that, our winter retreat. We are going to go and have a winter retreat. I don't care about anything else. We know we can be sensible. We know we can keep ourselves safe. And I will do everything to keep all of you and myself and our staff safe too. So don't be put off by what's going on in the world at the moment, unless there's another lockdown, which I genuinely cannot imagine. Come and join us at our winter retreat. It's still available to purchase as a Christmas gift, or ask for it as a Christmas gift, or get somebody to make a contribution towards it as a Christmas gift. You know exactly what's going to happen. Christmas is over. You've got another few days of visiting family and maybe having a bit of the buzz of Christmas just been, and then it's going to be a deep drop into January where you have nothing to look forward to until Easter. So let's have something to look forward to. 21st to the 23rd of January. And if that's too much for you, or you can't do it, or you don't want to be away over the weekend or whatever, then remember we do have two weekend with workshops with the lovely Sophie Wheatley, who is an absolute expert at pet portraits, and she's guaranteeing that you can make your own loved furry friend, and memorize them on felt. This is a 2D needle felting picture workshop. If you're not into pets, then you can also join at another weekend to make a wild animal picture of your choice too. This is non-residential, so we will look after you throughout the day with food, drink, and all kinds of other snacks. You get all the materials, all the tools, everything you need. You just need to bring yourself, sit down, and enjoy the day. It's all going to be quite relaxed. But if you are coming from further afield, you need to book your own accommodation. Nelsworth is a lovely place, so I'm sure that you will enjoy staying there anyway. Right, let's get back to the overview camera. So here is my left tree, and now I'm going to have to extend it. You will be extending the tree trunk by using the dark brown wool. The trunk will slim down and should be just below the moon level. Repeat on the other tree, but keep this a little shorter. Next, you will be making the same dark brown wool and the variegated green wool into a dark mottled mix. So first of all, I am extending the tree now. This is now the time to shape it. So at the moment, it's kind of leaning that way already. So you could have it leaning in a little bit more to even give that that sort of impression of a very close, cozy little clearing where the trees are even leaning in to make it look nice and protected. So obviously, as you're felting this down flat now, make sure that you are stubbing into the sides to at least give the impression of a 3D continuous tree here. So, and then we're going up to just under the moon. Just under the moon. There. You can keep it completely straight, that tree. This is just me doing something different or slightly different here now. If you're going in like I am, you're going to find that you're going to cover some of the moon. If you're going straight, it might fit between the moon and the side of the picture. So it's entirely up to you what you want to do here. Right, that's one side. Let's get to the other side. There's a bit of tree not fastened on. Let's do that first. And so I suggest in the instructions to keep this one a little bit shorter, but that again is just it's just my personal preference. You can make it longer than the left-hand one if you like. I'm going to keep that straighter as well, but it's actually the same height now. It's just a suggestion. And make sure that you keep that 3D-ness going. There's plenty of brown wool in there by looks of it, so there might even be some left over. Having had faulty scales recently, we have got I love it really when things go wrong. I do love it, because if things go wrong, it gives you a real opportunity to make sure, double sure that it doesn't go wrong. You know, it's always hard to totally anticipate all the things that could possibly go wrong without feeling depressed. But when things do go wrong, then you've got a great chance to put things right. And on our occasion, we now weigh every morning. We weigh a certain weight with our scales to make sure they're correct. Right, so the next thing is you will be mixing the same dark brown wool and the variegated green into a dark mottled mix. So there's the variegated green, there is the brown wool. I'm mixing this now into a dark green mottled mix. Just pulling it apart. So I'm keeping it quite patchy, because as before, what we want the brown to sort of almost give the impression of you see the the actual tree branches, and the green are the pine needles or whatever. Actually, I think I might have started on this one. So as with the trees in the background, you're going to do your herringbone pattern again. So you can see this probably even better now because it's on a larger scale. Just lay your wool zigzagging from one side, mix a bit more. Always mix, don't go crazy mixing, because it's better to mix smaller quantities and then just do more if you need to. It's more manageable that way. Tease the wool out and then lay it down like a herringbone pattern. So always like it comes in like that. And you can take this quite high if you want. The tree could even run out of the picture, if that makes sense. Make it darker by adding more brown, make it lighter by adding more green. Quite simple. There. So once you've got your shape laid down, then you're going to do exactly what you did in the background. You're going to felt down the center line first, because that should fasten it on, just so that it's there now. And now then you're going to felt it in the direction of how you would expect the branches to hang. And do allow them to lap into the tree. It's absolutely fine. And then do the same on the other side. You don't need to completely flatten all of this. It's fine for it to be still quite 3D, as long as it doesn't fall off. Be fine. I want to give it more of a point up there. Like, give it a bit more a tree top, right at the very top. I'm just going to felt that on more like a proper tree top there. There, that's my first tree in the foreground fastened on. It needs to look quite it can look really what's the word, coarse. Not, you don't have to put any fine detail onto there. It's absolutely fine if it looks quite textured. That's exactly the look we want, because that is what the trees look like in real nature. They are quite textured. They're very textured. And then you're going to do the same on the other side. Mix the wool. So my tree here is a lot closer to the side, so it will literally run out of the picture, and that's fine. I'm just going to mix a few batches. By the way, we have a bit of a shortage of this variegated green. Our supplier hasn't been able to send it to us for quite a while now. So you all have got the green in your Advent project, but if you're trying to buy more of it, we don't have that at the moment, which is a shame because it's such a nice natural looking green. So I'm doing my herringboning here, keeping the right side a little bit shorter because it's kind of running out of the picture. And even if it's uneven, that's fine too, because there are literally no trees that are completely perfect. A little bit more. I mean, I have got quite a lot of wool left over, so you don't have to use it all. There. And can't see that. Got it right up there. There we go. It looks a little bit like it's got a hole in there, so I'm just going to go with this and see what that's like. Felt it down in the middle first, and then follow the shape of how you expect the branches to hang. And you will see that I've actually felted down over the top of the background trees quite a bit now. So a lot of the wool that I've put down there is literally covered up now. And that's why I was saying to you, don't worry too much about what happens in the clearing here, because there's still a lot going on. You know, we haven't finished this picture yet by any means. Right, second tree done. Want to see it from the front? Let's have a look. There you go. 2 trees on either side, looking good. I like it. You've got your, it definitely adds depth. It looks like, so you can see now the trees in the background, they're sort of going back further in the background because there's obviously a whole lot more trees there, and then you've got your nice little clearing there. If it bothers you that this bit isn't as rounded as the other side, then just felt it down a little bit more. The variations that you could do is you could use your offcuts of wherever they have gone. I think I might have chucked them accidentally down. The offcuts of your structural core, you could put a tree trunk, just a random tree trunk, into the picture. That's absolutely fine. Or you can just hold on to them and see if you might want them later. But this is how far we're going now in part 3 of the Advent project. So just to remind you, part 1, we did the background, the moon and the sky, which is now mostly covered up. We also did, in fact, there's more, I've covered this up more than the sky than I did in my first version of the tree, which is probably why I said to you, keep one tree lower, but I haven't stuck to my own instructions. So if you want more of the sky to still be visible, then make one of the trees much shorter. And then we have we've filled in the second part of the picture last time with filling in that clearing part, and today we have created the foreground, all in preparation for next time to receive the animals. And there are a lot of animals, as I've said already, just to set an expectation. So next time I will show you how to make one animal from beginning to end and how to add it into the picture. But I won't be doing all of them because I'll be here for 14 hours, something like that. So you will have time to complete your wall hanging throughout the whole of the Christmas holidays, maybe even into the new year. Maybe you do it all in one sitting. It's entirely up to you. But basically, that is going to be your Christmas project and beyond. And I can't wait to see your finished ones. But before that, I will see you again one more time next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And of course, watch this on Thursday at 7 p.m. if you want to watch it again, or if you haven't watched it yet, then you can watch a repeat there. And I'm just going to have another little look in what's going on. Oh, Serena says she's so late. Don't worry, Serena, you can watch it all over again. Oh, Susan says she's still waiting for the dog kit in the US. Oh my God. Well, I will tell you one thing. I've asked my headquarters on Monday last week to put something in the post for me. This was a large letter. This was a copy of my book, a printed copy of my book. And I said, put it in the post, large letter, first class, Royal Mail. They posted it on Tuesday and it arrived yesterday. I was waiting all week last week and it never arrived. And we are about 30 miles away from each other. So it's not as if I'm at the other end of the country and it has to go through. It's probably in the same post depot, that it gets taken there and gets taken straight out again. We're in the same county. We're in Gloucestershire. So the post at the moment is absolutely awful. And that's because lots of people are posting things left, right, and center. And there is happening in Royal Mail exactly what's happening everywhere else, where people are off sick, less staff, less people to help. People need holidays. People want to go on holiday. People need to do their Christmas shopping. We're all just human. Even the Royal Mail people are just human. It's so easy to shout at we get messages, and to be honest, some of them are quite rude. It's like, I've ordered this. Where is it? There's no hello. Sorry to bother you. Can you, we have posted, we've done our best. And I know it is our responsibility until it lands on your doorstep. But I promise you, we can't turn our kits round and our parcels round any faster. And then it's in the mercy of the postman and Royal Mail. And even they are trying their very best. So we just need to cut each other a little bit of slack. Anyway, that's my sermon of the day. other than that, I genuinely can't wait to see your amazing wall hangings when they're all individualized and you've designed them how you want them to be. Um, Elaine says, "Wow, looks great, thank you." Awkward prawn, fantastic. Um, Susan says she's in Massachusetts, East Coast. I swear, I was saying to Alicia, I swear we had somebody here from Kentucky before, but with all these horrible news, I'm keeping my fingers crossed and everything else that you're okay, and that I can't remember your name, but that we'll see you again in not the too long future. And yeah, sending all my love to anybody and everybody in the world who is going through some tough times at the moment. They will always be there. And I always tell myself, as much as I tell everybody else, if you don't have the shitty times, you don't know the non-shitty times, right? So you gotta know the ups to know the lows, and you gotta know the lows to know the ups. And I hope this won't be banned from YouTube now. I've used the SHITTY word. We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and yet again, and I can only keep saying it. Thank you very much for your support. It means the world to us. And any feedback, any comments, any positive compliments or whatever, they always get passed to the whole team back in our headquarters, and there's 11 of us in total. So it's not all down to me. There is lots of people who I've got to support me. So for now, I say goodbye. Thank you very much for your time to watch, and thank you, Alicia, for supporting, and take care, everybody. Keep stabbing. Bye.